Good evening, everyone, and welcome to My Story Matters. This is Sandy McClure. I'm coming to you tonight from Colorado Springs. I'm going to watch my little 4 month, not 4 years, 4 month old granddaughter tomorrow. So I drove on down to Colorado Springs so I could spend some time with them. And not far down the road is LeEllen Eastwood, our guest speaker tonight. She's from Lyman, Colorado. And LeEllen's lived there since 1986. And we are all small town girls, or both of us are small town girls. And I'm still a small town girl. I'm so excited for you to hear from Lee. One moment. I'm so excited for you to hear from Lee because she has followed my journey for about 5 years. And it just goes to show that the timing has to be right for people. All of you know that activation is such a gift, and there are many facets of this activation. And I always wanted Lee to reach out to me more for her son than for herself. But I knew that if I just put it out there long enough that she would see the light and it would be timing for her. So Lee's going to come on tonight, and I just appreciate all of you being on here. It's going to be a great story of inspiration. She's going to share her journey, and she's going to start it off from way back when to now. But she has been using the mind body system. It launched in October, but she got on product a little bit before October by my suggestion. It's been one of the few times that somebody's listened to me. We're really glad how that worked out. And just in the thought of what I was thinking would be the best experience for Lee. So for those of you tonight, we know we need to remind you that we are not claiming to cure, treat, or mitigate any disease. Everybody and every body is different, and everybody's own experience is unique to this. So we're here to bring you information about what activation can do to change somebody's life in a better trajectory than how it had been going previously. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Lee on, and I was going to do an interview form, but she has it all lined out. She's just going to pretty much tell her story without me interrupting. So I'm just going to sit back and enjoy just like you. Lee, will you please come on?
Thank you, Sandy. It's an honor to be asked, and if I can inspire or give hope to just one person by sharing what this has done for me, then it's all worth it. Well, it's all worth it anyway. But anyway, I was born and raised in O'Neill, Nebraska, um, the fourth of five girls. Graduated from high school as a junior and went off to college as a 17-year-old who knew it all back then. You know how that goes. I did graduate with an associate's degree in business administration. In 1984, I met my first husband and got married and became mom to my son and daughter, Mike and Trisha. They were 10 and 9 at the time. And then in 1986, we moved to his hometown, which is Lyman. And I thought that would straighten him out. It didn't work. Darn it. We try. In 1991, I started work for the Colorado Department of Corrections, and so I've been there for almost 34 years. The last 25 years, I've been the staff resource coordinator there, so I get to keep track of 302 people and move them where they want to be and move some of them out and move some to other places. And it's just like a big puzzle. I call it the nut cup shuffle, and it's my jam. I like it. So, um, I'm not ready for retirement. I'm going to be 65 later this year, but I still got a lot of stuff to give. So I'm going to just stick it out. Anyway, in 1993, I divorced my first husband. I didn't like his girlfriend. It's funny how we are about that kind of thing. And I kept the kids. They are still my children. And then in 1995, I married my current husband, Dan. We got married in Las Vegas, and I guess the gamble paid off because we're still happily married. In 2004, I thought I was going through the change and found out I was going through a change. It just wasn't the one I was thinking that it was. I was 20 weeks pregnant, had had no symptoms, no signs. I'd actually been losing some weight. And so, because things weren't changing fast enough in our lives, I was 43 at the time, my husband was 46. Um, Jack was born at 29 and a half weeks. by cesarean section. He wasn't growing, and so they decided that we needed to get that baby out. So he was born on 4/5 of '04. He weighed 2 pounds, 3.75 ounces, and he was 15 inches long. His head was 10 inches, so think of a really small orange. Um, we spent 7.5 weeks in the NICU. It was a blessing because at that time, the hospital had an inn right next door. So I got to stay there for the whole 7.5 weeks and go over and do his cares every day. And then we brought him home and started life as a new family. And he had had some brain bleeds when we were in the hospital that they had talked about. And all of the babies, you hear alarms going off, and they'd go and just like flick them on the bottom of the feet and they'd start breathing again. But he quit breathing on us a couple times at home. And doing CPR on an infant is scary. I'm just going to tell you, I don't wish that on anyone. So anyway, they thought maybe he was having seizures in his brain. And so we went to a specialist, and they said, we can put him on this medication, but it's going to cause learning delays. So do you want a slow child, or do you want to miss one of these episodes and possibly end up with a dead child? So, well, that was kind of a no-brainer. So he was on the medication for about 2 years, and then they dosed him off. And so he does have a learning disability. He just turned 21 last Saturday and is finishing his third year as a senior in the school here. And he just, he's perfect, and he's a blessing, and he's exactly the way God made him. And I just feel blessed that we have him and that the good Lord trusted us to be his parents. So anyway, enough about my history. I'm gonna change some notes around, sorry. Um, so I did meet Sandy years ago at an Advocare mixer that was held here in Lyman, and I did use those products. I just didn't find it was something that I could sustain. I'm not one of those eat this and eat that and do this at this time. I couldn't do it. I did have a little bit of a success, just like every other thing that I'd used for the last 35 years, and there were a ton of them. I would do good for a little while, and then I'd just be over it and I'd quit. And then the pounds would come back, and they'd bring friends because pounds are like that. They like to bring friends back with them. And so one Saturday morning, I was sitting in the quiet house. Everybody else was still asleep, and I was going through Facebook, and I saw a post from Sandy about the good, better, best. I got to check into this and see what it is she's been up to. So I looked at that, and then I had already been part of the biohackers group. I just never had gone in there and checked anything out. Sorry. Um, but I watched that ABC special, and that got me hooked. And so I spent probably 3.5 hours going through, watching videos, looking stuff up. And then I got a hold of Sandy and said, look, I think I need to be trying these products. And I explained I'd been dealing with a lot of gut issues. So, like really bad reflux. I was having issues with food getting stuck in my throat. Since 2008, I've had 8 endoscopes. Um, Except for the last time, every time I had them, they diagnosed me with allergic eosinophilic esophagitis, would put me on medication, things would calm down, and then the same thing would happen again. I was on medication. I was on 2 different medications for that. Frequently, if I ate a piece of pizza, I could just about bet the farm that I would be waking up in the middle of the night with reflux, with that burning in the back of your throat, and the only way you can get rid of it is to get up and throw up, which is not fun for anyone. So we talked about those issues, and then I went on the healthy gut stack. So the probiotic, the prebiotic, and the NFR2. And within a week, I'd had no episodes. Like, this can't be a coincidence. This stuff is really doing something, right? And then I was watching some more videos, and there was a doctor that had talked about a child with autism and the improvements that they had seen with that child on the NFR2 and Axio. So I got a hold of Sandy again and said, hey, I think I need to do this for Jack. And so we started him on the NFR2 and the Axio. And he he's just being, he says he can think more clearly. Where before he would come home from school, ditch his school bag, want to play, argue about doing homework. It'd be 8:30 at night, and I'd be saying, "Come on, Jack, we got to get this done." And then he'd want me to sit and help him. Now he comes home, he gets his book bag out, he does his homework, and it's usually done before I even get home from work. So that can't be a coincidence. It's not just because he's maturing. And if I forget his drink first thing in the morning, he's asking me, "Mom, where's my drink and my pill?" So I'm just really seeing really great improvement for him with that. He even landed a part in the school musical, which is this next weekend, and he has lines he has memorized, and he's going to be playing several characters. Braver than I ever was. I couldn't do that. Don't even ask me. Um, this is about as brave as I'm going to get, people. So then came the launch. So Mind Body was like, this might just be what I really, really need. And so I ordered and I got the product and started on October 18th. And then Sandy was saying, it might be selling out. If you want to stay on this product, you better get in and get it ordered. So I ordered two more because I did not want to be without this. I was sleeping better. The food cravings were gone. I mean, typical day for me before that was to come home, have three cookies because, why not? Eat dinner, have some ice cream, and you can't have ice cream without chocolate and nuts on it, right? Maybe eat some potato chips. So I would basically just graze my way through the evening. I don't think that I had weighed myself for probably a year before that first challenge, just because I didn't want to know. I knew it was bad and I didn't want to know. Um, so then it was like, okay, we're going to do this challenge, and you need to take pictures and you need to take measurements. And I was thinking, oh my God, all right, I'll take the pictures, but nobody's going to see these because there's no way. And then people started posting their pictures, and I thought, if they can do this and they're brave and they're going to be vulnerable, I need to hold myself accountable too. So I posted them. Um, I cringed when I did it, but I posted them. And so um, I was talking to one of my friends at work about what I was doing. This was just after I'd started the Mind Body, Rebecca, and she's on the call tonight. And she was really interested, and she said, I think I want to get into this stuff too. And so we kind of made a deal. She wanted to wait until the end of the month. So I waited until the end of the month when I would be able to sign up as a consultant, get those coupons to give to her. And then she immediately signed up as a consultant underneath me. And then because of the number of products that I was doing, I set Jack up his own account, put my husband on his own account, and divided things out so that there's a balance between the three of us as far as the business side of it goes. Um, and I don't have a ton of customers. The ones that I've got are happy with what they are seeing and feeling. So that is really good. Um, the last choking episode that I had had, we were on vacation in Tombstone, Arizona, and my first bite of this nice rack of ribs that I had got stuck. It's like, great. And it took like 2.5 hours for it to clear. And when I say that it's stuck, I couldn't swallow spit. When these episodes would happen, I would have to sit and spit into a cup because I couldn't even swallow spit. Um, not a fun thing at all. So I had gone in, I called the doctor. They wanted to do another endoscope. They couldn't get me in until August. And so what they saw was a lot of inflammation. And so they wanted to do a follow-up. Well, we did that follow-up in January. And then I went back last month to talk to my PA, and she said, the difference is night and day. It's like a 180. There's no inflammation. And so when they had done the scope in January, they took me off one medication. They cut the other one from 80 milligrams a day to 40. And then when I saw her, she cut it back down to only 20 milligrams a day. So I went from 80 milligrams to 20 milligrams. And I'm not having to reach for the heartburn meds. I'm not having to take Pepsid. I'm not having to take Tums. I can eat pizza. I can eat Mexican food, which is probably my favorite. Um, and there's no reflux. So if I didn't get anything else out of all of this, if I hadn't lost a pound, that would be worth every penny I've spent getting to where I'm at now. So, I just think that these activators are an answer to so many prayers, and it's sad that people don't know about it. And I yap about it all the time at work. They're probably like, "Oh God, here comes Lee again. What's she going to tell us about today?" But I just keep adding to my wellness toolbox. I have got the NFR1 that I've been taking. I'm on the collagen. I just started the daily wellness. Um, I was gifted some PM reset, so I started that last night. And I think that those are all. Oh, and I ordered the NAD too, because I want to give that a try. So I just kind of feel like my body was like this person that got tossed out of a sinking ship and they were floating around out there just praying for a life preserver to come along. And LifeVantage was that life preserver for me. Um, I've lost 22 pounds to date, and that's in like 5.5 months, over 30 inches. Um, I bought a walk pad, which is basically, if you don't know what a walk pad is, it's basically a treadmill without the apparatus on the front. And so I was religiously getting on that thing and doing my 15 minutes, doing my workouts in the morning. I'm not a big exercise person. I'm 64 and I was obese, you know? So I gave myself some grace and, I maybe I can't do big things, but I can do things. So the old get in where you fit in really kind of hit home to me. Um, but about 3 weeks ago, I started having some issues with my hip, and every time I would walk, my left hip was not happy. And so I haven't been on my treadmill in probably 3 weeks. Um, there was a week that I even had to take a walker or a cane to work because the sidewalk going into the correctional facility out here is about the size of a football field. So I hobbled myself in and hobbled myself out, but I'm addressing that, hoping to maybe get some relief through some physical therapy that they've got me scheduled for. So we'll see how that works out. And I did also, for almost forgot about the hair care. Oh my gosh, if you haven't tried the hair care, the shampoo is one of those products that when you wash your hair and you're rinsing it, your hair squeaks. It's squeaky clean. It's just, and the smell is just like, it's invigorating. It's like a pepperminty smell. And there's a serum too. I've got some, I'm getting older, getting some thinning spots. And so I'm using that serum and hoping that the NFR2 does its magic on the outside as well as on the inside. So I look forward to continuing with this. This is not just a program that I'm going to try. I'm not trying it, I'm doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm anxious to see where I am when I hit the 1 year mark, and maybe even more anxious to see where I'm at in 5 years.
Well, I love that, Lee, and you've hit the nail on the head. This is all about the future and your healthy longevity, and it's just such a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing. There's so many things that I want to ask you. So you keep mentioning challenge, and a lot of people who are on this call may not understand what that is, but I have a group that we host and we do many challenges in there. And it's just asking people to it doesn't have anything to do with product really. People can take their products, but it's adding the pillars of wellness and making sure that we're moving and that we're choosing good, trying to get rid of some of the processed food. We don't have to be perfect all the time, but it really does change when you clean up the eating, and that could be part of your healing too. In part of your, I shouldn't say healing, I should say part of your progress to better esophageal issues is because of the choices that you're making with food. And so we need to understand that it's the whole range of getting enough water and getting enough sleep and all of the things that have led to to Lee's success. But Lee doesn't go to the gym every day. So I want people to understand that this doesn't have to be overwhelming if we just take little steps at a time, and then we kind of stack those habits as we go. And just talking to Lee over time, it's been fun to watch her journey. She reaches out to me, she lets me know when she loses more weight, but it's not just about the scale for Lee, as you can understand. And that's the key with this GLP-1 activator. Lee, I think a lot of people thought that this was a GLP-1 product, that when we took it, we were taking GLP-1, and it is not. We all have that GLP-1 hormone. Every single person has that GLP-1 hormone. When we take the mind body products, it activates our body to make its own GLP-1. And we know that with a lot of GLP-1 products out there, agonists, that those are fake forms of GLP-1, that actually depletes that. So what you've done is you've kind of set up a powerhouse in your body to activate that GLP-1 that actually really enhances all the other hormones in your body. So women our age, we're really benefiting from this, but men are also benefiting too. We're seeing that. So Lee, if you were on the fence about this, I mean, what is it that you saw that made you decide, you know what? I've been watching Sandy long enough. I'm going to make this decision, and I'm going to do this. What was it that you saw that made you think this is it?
The ABC video just really is what hooked me. None of us wants to, I guess if you're not growing older, you're getting older, the alternative to getting older isn't good, right? But to be able to age gracefully and to still be able to do the things that you want to do and be there for your family. For me, the big motivation is I want to be as healthy as I can because Jack's going to need my support. He's going to need our support. Um, we don't know that he'll ever be able to live independently. So we don't know what that future looks like. And so I just wanted to do anything that I could do to make my wellness ample, get back on a wellness path that and something that I could that's sustainable, that it's not hard. It's not hard. Water. I didn't mention that. I was a Diet Cokeaholic. I swear for probably 5 years I didn't drink water at all. I drank Diet Coke all day long, every day. And I started this program in October, and the recommendation is half your body weight in water. Well, I was 246 pounds. That's a lot of water. So I just didn't have time to drink Diet Coke. And then I think it was probably in November, my husband said, "Are you going to drink all of this Diet Coke?" He picked up a bunch of Diet Coke because it was on sale. And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't have a craving for it. Yesterday at work, they were going to buy some snacks for this audit that we've got going on. And one of my coworkers said, "What kind of pop would you like me to grab you?" And I'm like, "I don't drink pop anymore." She's like, "What?" Like, I have no desire to drink pop anymore. I got my water. I'm good. So, just there are so many opportunities. And the fact that these are natural products, it's food based. It's not going to hurt you, no matter what kind of medication. I've got a lot of relatives with, my sisters, my three older sisters are all in their 70s. And so they're all facing different health issues. And I've got two of them on the products now. So I'm hoping that their journey goes well. But just and everything works together. It's, just amplified, getting those things in your body. That's the most important part. And trusting the process and being patient because it's not, mind body doesn't stand for magic beans. It doesn't work that way, but if you put in a little bit of work, if you can put in more work or, the good, better, best list that came out this month for our activation and or the challenge to get moving and eating better. And I'm definitely making better choices with the food thing, not having, junk in, junk out, right? So I would encourage anybody that is looking for a simple natural way to get healthier to give these products a try.
And I think it's interesting, Lee, that you knew that we were having this product coming, and it is kind of geared toward weight management. Again, it's not magic beans, it's not a weight loss product, but it's a support, it's a tool to help you, curb those cravings and to not have the food noise and things like that. But you started, very importantly, on the NRF2. It's NRF2, not NFR2. NFR is National Finance Rodeo. We have a lot of my friends say that because that NFR, Lisa is on this call right now and she's laughing because she used to say it, but it's NRF2 is that flagship product, and that's the one that's good. But better then would be to add the probiotic and prebiotic. And then I said best would be to add the collagen to that as a mix, because all of those are very, very good for your gut health. And we know that everything starts in the gut. So if we can get that gut balanced and then start. So I've had people ask me, I want to start on that GLP-1 product. I said, how much time do you have? Why don't we get your gut healthy first? And then we move on. So if you're considering this, I'm just going to ask you to be patient as Lee has been. This has not been a sprint for her, it's a marathon. She's definitely not stopping, but our goal is to get people's overall health done. And if we can get that cellular health on point and that gut health on point before we start this, I think that our experiences will be amplified. So Lee, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know that you trust and you believe and you share. And I think that's amazing because this has made a huge difference in your life. In 5 months, losing 22 pounds that aren't going to come back. People wish for that. But you know what? A lot of times people don't do it because they said 5 pounds is too long. And guess where they're at or 5 months is too long. And then guess where they're at 5 months from now? Maybe
Heavier.
worse off than they were because they didn't do it. I know a lot of people are looking at your pictures going, if only I would have just stuck with it, or if only I would have started then. But there's no better time to start than now. So make sure that you get back with the person who invited you to this call. It's important that you do. Don't put it off, because where you could be 5 months from now and feeling the confidence and the glow that our great friend Lee has, we all want that in life. And it just makes me so happy and so proud that she's on the path to healthy longevity for herself and for her family, especially Jack. So thank you again, Lee. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. And again, get back with the person who brought you here and let's hear about your journey. Have a great night, everyone.
All right.